everyone, hi. I'm finally here. Just doing my housekeeping, getting going. Letting some people know privately because they've said that. So, just as a reminder, I do come on here always at the start on the Facebook. And Facebook tends to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Hi. Of course, now my settings are out of whack. Oh my goodness. It was fine a few minutes ago. Let me fix this. It was fine when I checked. Oh my. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, got a little technical difficulties. Alright, here we go. So, we're here. Hi everyone. Gotta love technical difficulties and everything. As always, you know. I mean, there has to be technical difficulties, especially on the Facebook. And I had thoughts in my head of what I was going to say at the start of this, and I totally forget right now. I'm late tonight, really late. Lame excuses is some of it. Earlier was literally, I was busy. I was feeding the doodles, and the doodles, when they were younger, I would actually sit with them for the entire feeding. I'm trying to break them out of that because I can't do that multiple times a day. I work, I do things, I do stuff. So let me get this figured out here. There we go. Hey, Elaine. I'm trying to get them out of that habit, and it's hard. Like I think it was tonight. I think Ivy ate some, and then Buddy ate some, and then Ivy ate some more, and then she wandered around the room to poke at Dada, and then Buddy ate her bowl. Like it's like a doodle circus when it comes to the feeding. There's moments where I don't sit with them because I'm trying to teach them. It's like they don't have to have me there, but we're not doing too well in that category right now. So it is what it is. And then after that, just total, lame reasons as to why I was dragging my butt to get down here. Yeah, not a topic for this forum, that's for sure. I mean, unless you guys really want to know, it's just, I'm dealing with something in my mind that's been coming up off and on lately. And I don't know what to do about it. So I had a moment of, somewhat stress, somewhat problems, and nothing new, just old stuff that keeps resurfacing. So then, Elaine here messaged me. I think the hint is, well, I guess you're not coming on tonight. And I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure it out. And then I had a scroll brain moment because it was on my Facebook. I know this is gonna be a bit of a babble for a few minutes. I'm because I'm a demonstrator. I also am part of a Facebook group which I almost never go into. I just kind of peek in there for tons of time. It's a paper pumpkin group that's for demos where they share concepts and ideas and alternatives and that. Some of our team members are actually on there a lot, sharing a whole whack of stuff. I forget the name of the group. I'm not even gonna tell you the name of the group. Doesn't matter. But then someone mentioned. Because, right on my news feed, there was a post about tea. And I'm like, it mentioned about the next month's kit and tea. And I'm like, wait, what? Tea? Now, for me, with Stampin' Up! As a demo, they tell us 3 months at a time what the upcoming kits are. So I had the information. I had all automated scheduled to my Color the Kitty Facebook page, which is where I'm coming on via this to my group on Facebook anyway. I know you two people are going to be like, I don't care. That's fine. Anyway, so I went to look. I'm like, what is the preview for next month? I'm like, oh, there is a teacup stamp in it. I'm like, cool. Anyway, so quick message to Elaine, because I know she is an avid paper pumpkin person. And I'm like, hey, did you see the next month preview? Which led to, I don't have an idea for tonight, which led to, you know what? Let's talk about paper pumpkin. That's actually a good idea. So here are the 3 cards I made this earlier this month, which feels like a lifetime ago, to be honest. And they're really pretty. I know my upline Teresa, she does paper pumpkin. She does alternative cards. I've moved away from the alternative stuff because, time and that. And I got my to-do list is massive. But here's the 3 cards, and I'm in the mood to why not recreate one of these? Or maybe all of them. Maybe I'll do that too. Maybe I'll do the entire kit. No, probably not. But no, I just think it'd be nice to sit here and just chill a little, say hi, talk about Paper Pumpkins some more. Because even earlier today, I was listening to an audiobook that is really, really informational. Too much information in some ways. And it said something that I'm like, yeah, I need to listen to this chapter kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the details. But yeah, just stuff like that. Stuff that we do. Oh, I'm looking around. This is the summary of all the projects. Okay, kitty cat, come on. There we go. That's the project I want. I remember how I made this kit. I know I made it. So we're just going to do like a repeat, like a throwback here. And why specifically I picked Paper Pumpkin, because, hey, I was looking for something anyway. And today is the 11th. The 11th of every month is information on the next kit. So this one is June. July kit has just been processed. So they billed my credit card this morning. Oh, you haven't opened it yet, Elaine? Oh, that's okay. It's a beautiful kit. There's so many kits, though. Alright. You know what? I'm just going to make this one twice. Why not? Let's complete one of these cards. Let's just go for it. But yeah, it's a beautiful little kit. I was looking for all the pieces that we need here, because I don't remember what we did. Alright, so we got the card base, the flowery thing. I need the phrase, and then bling. It's actually pretty simple. Okay, we've got everything out. Sweet. Alright, well, I'm gonna move things around a little more in this room. The ink of the month is Pretty Peacock, which is actually the ink from my very first Paper Pumpkin kit I ever subscribed to, which it's around somewhere. Because I remember I was using this recently. I'm like, I know I've got more of these. Oh yeah, it's right here. There we go. So I've got now 3 of these now. Okay. Oh, I need stamps. That'd be useful. I need a block too. That'd be useful. Where's my block? Right here. Block from last night's stamp. Joy and cheer. I guess I should put that away. Yeah, I'm pretty out of it tonight. The heat, the weather, things on my mind. As usual, I came home tonight, had a nap. I keep doing that lately. I gotta kick my butt to stop doing that. If I get a good night's sleep, that'd be a good start. It would help if I go to bed on time, too. Yeah, just life stuff. Alright. So this, I forgot that these have floral stamps. I mean, yes, it's a florally kit. You know, Elaine's up to her eyeballs in Paper Pumpkin kits, thanks to me. Hey, me too. I've been a subscriber mostly since 2019. There's only probably 2 kits I missed out on, probably ever since. There's only a few. There's only maybe I'm lucky if a dozen of them I've ever completed, if that. So it's yeah, I'm pretty busy too. Oh, I don't even have my bucket of water ready here. I guess I should get that ready too. There's some kits I finished. I try to make time to finish it, but I'm finding between work and the doodles and family stuff and work stuff and other work stuff and on, I'm not finishing the kits. So for example, this kit, I made the original 3 cards and then I moved on. The previous month's kit, the one for May, the one with the Father's Day themed, I'm pretty sure I made all the originals, and I made a bonus, not bonus, I made some of them more than once, because the Father's Day card was great. Then I did my dad's birthday card from the same kit. That way it all kind of matches. My dad gets the same theme, because it was a really nice masculine kit. And it depends on what I get into. There's some of them I'll make them all, and there's some I don't. And it's nothing wrong with the kits. It's just whatever at that time I have going on that either I'll make them or I don't. So, and it's my quest that me as a demo, my biggest thing I don't want to say the word pushing. Promoting, there we go, is Paper Pumpkin. So because of that in mind, it's like, yeah, I gotta kick my butt to, do a little bit of Paper Pumpkin here and there. So that's why no refills. Hey, Elaine, I get it. I've almost never... Okay, no, let me correct myself. I've only bought a few refills in the past. It was because they were like super on clearance, and this was years ago. And I think I sold them to Elaine. So, yeah, I never really got into refills. With the exception of the gift card boxes, that was a very different path. So let me correct myself some more. Yes, I've done refills, but not much. Which I probably should occasionally here and there do some refills. And actually, because I order an extra kit each month anyway, and sometimes I will consider using them if they don't sell. You okay there? Alrighty. I seem to have an audience upstairs. They're probably staring at me like, oh, you're now starting your video? I'm like, yeah. That's how much I'm chaotic. I'll tell you why later. You're good? Okay. Why?
Things you can say in the bedroom and about stamping up.
I don't know where we're going with this.
You go black.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yep. Yeah. That's not. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, we've had an interesting moment. So Elaine's saying the lavender and the fruit cart ones. I'm trying to remember which ones those were. After all, there's so many kits. I can't even keep up with which is which. I just know eventually be like, yeah, I've seen it before. I've made it before. Oh yeah, I got to the other card base. I'm out of it. I'm trying to think. What was my favorite Paper Pumpkin kit? That's actually a great question. Oh god, I don't even know. Or how about favorite Paper Pumpkin kit? That's a good freaking question. I wouldn't be able to answer it. Like, there's been great kits. There hasn't been one that I've really marked as my favorite, but I'm sure. Oh yeah, the lavender and the fruitcake refills. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, the lavender one. That was beautiful. You know what? Look at the lavender kit. That was, I forget what year and month and whatever. I think it was last year. I loved the lavender one, but it was around the same time that they came up with the perennial lavender designer series paper, and I thought the perennial lavender was going to be similar to it, and it was different. And it's like, oh, okay. The fruit cart one, that was cute. I think that one came with the kind of like a burlap bag thing, which I have somewhere. I've never used it. I probably should do something with it. Because that one was really pretty. No, I'm trying to think. What was my favorite kit of all time? And the sad part is, I don't know. Like, there's just so many. I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, the lavender one was a really good one. Love that one too. And that was that was around Valentine's too, I think. I'm trying to think, what was my favorite kit? It's not gonna come to me. Like, in my mind, I'm remembering some of the good ones that we've had. We've had some neat 3D ones. We've had some weird fun folds in some of them. We've had treat boxes. We've had complicated treat boxes that I had a hell of a time putting together. Oh my goodness, it's gonna bug me. Which one is my favorite? I have to think about that, because like There's just too many to name. It'll come to me. I'm going to use the stamp for both of these to a wonderful friend, because I think that's a great phrase nowadays. Okay, it's going to bug me. Which one's my favorite? I've had fun with, for a while there, I was doing alternatives. I would like make the kit, you know, stretch the materials, and then really super make additional stuff. Like, I really enjoy cutting up the envelopes, actually. Those were fun for me. Those are absolutely amazing. There was one kit, to be fair, I'm not going to remember the name of it, but the envelope had like a bit of a yellow flower in it, and the ink of the month was a gray, I think. And what I did was I cut up the envelopes and blending brushed the gray ink on it to go with the little bit of the flower, yellow flower on it, and I love that. And I turned it into so many alternatives, and I believe I threw those into a box kit that someone has probably bought. I may still have it. I don't know. Elaine, you might have actually bought it for me. I loved that one. I really enjoyed stretching the kit. It's just I've had to get away from it for a while because I just don't have time. Between classes and trying different ideas, and yeah, like I remember the Safari Celebration. This is going back a few years. It was like almost like the circus animals one. I wasn't big on it, but I had so much fun playing with literally stamps, ink, and paper, and creating like designed, like almost artistic pictures out of it, with like a little cupcake thing, with the animals, the yay yay yay, the banner things. Like I really enjoyed that one as just mucking around with it. I will have to think about what the future of me and Paper Pumpkin is. I'm still gonna be a subscriber regardless, but I've noticed I've kind of gotten away from talking about it as much because I used to be like every week was Paper Pumpkin, every week. And I want to get back to that again because it is still my quest to have 7 active subscribers every month. That is still my quest. And that's what prompted me with today's listening to the audiobook where it talked about making goal setting and actually defining in detail what the goal is, which is 7 subscribers a month. Now, I'm one, Elaine's another. I do have another friend is another. We just recently fixed her account. Yay! So, Paper Pumpkin used to be a separate website, but then it became all one website a few months ago. And it's had some hiccups. So, a good friend of mine who's been a subscriber with me since nearly the beginning of since I've been a demo. She's absolutely lovely. So it's almost like, yeah, probably about almost 4 years. She's absolutely lovely. And for some reason, with the whole website changes, she was on my list as a subscriber, but the credit was going to another demo. And we're like, what the heck? I have a lot of work ahead of me, so no time to cut envelopes. Exactly, I know. That's what I realized. I gotta get ready for my Christmas markets, and I'm like, yeah. And classes, yeah, I don't have time to muck around with it. But yeah, I'll figure out stuffs. I know, I'm super bad with. Now that I've perked up tonight, I was dragging my butt earlier. If anybody wants to know why, you can private message me. I'm going through something. Anyways, so. Yeah, and I'm still working through Creativity Now video. I'm still working on it. Because I really like the stuff they're showing this year. They show some great stuff most of the time. And it gives me inspiration. This time I'm really soaking in the inspiration because, hey, I might as well. So probably tonight before I go to bed, I gotta queue up the video, figure out where I left off at, and then see what the next project they're showing, make some notes, and that will probably be work over the weekend. I'm hoping this weekend to finish watching Creativity Now, because I need to get my card class stuff figured out for this month. Yeah, Buddy's really chewing plastic. Great. So I gotta figure out my Creativity Now stuff. I gotta figure out my card class, which I have some layouts I really like that based on the arches. and I just gotta decide if I'm rolling with it and which paper. I'm also hanging off for a bit for my big designer series paper order to come. It still hasn't come yet. Those who have ordered with Stampin' Up, I know people under me there's no open orders other than mine stuck in the pile, but is what it is. But anybody else who actually knows, if you order another demo, yeah, there were some issues with UPS and border stuff and whatever. There was issues. They finally resolved it. It's on its way, so better late than never. Yeah, so I'm hoping Monday for sure. I'll actually get my order. Now, the kicker is, if I'm shipping it to here, I probably would have it tomorrow. But I'm not shipping it here. So it's like, damn it. Shoot. I want my order. I really want my order. Alright. I need to figure out the direction of all of this. Because this is the one that didn't totally agree with the way it looked. I mean, it's really, really pretty. I don't know. Yeah, Buddy's got a new toy. That's not a toy, but we'll worry about that later. Anyway, okay. So I gotta pull out a whole whack of glue dots here. I gotta find my glue dots. Good step. Let's find them. Because I had them out yesterday. And I kind of threw everything on the table into a pile last night, which is right beside me. So it's a bit of a mess over here. So yeah, part of this weekend is I gotta clean up my desk. It's getting to be more cluttered. There's a box literally right beside me here. I can't move in here. It's a Pampered Chef order, so I gotta rehome it somewhere in the kitchen, which I have no idea where I'm gonna put it. Oh, but yeah. All right. So here's these things. I'm just gonna move these up so I can kind of get the correct side here. Oh my goodness, I am that out of it tonight. All right. We'll work on one at a time. And I'm not gonna. Well, I'll show briefly. So you guys can't see it worth crap, but now you can kind of see little dots. It tells you where to put the glue dots, which is really helpful. I might have to go chase Buddy to get the toy away from him. Because, yeah, a little concerned. I find in our household we love Wolfpack, but the Wolfpack toys don't last, some of them. So, with the latest, actually no, not the latest batch. Scroll brain. Let me read. So with the Wolfpack toys, let me finish my point, then I'll read Elaine's comics. I have to read more. I had some excess toys already. I had one left over from way back from like the last box. So I tried to do every 2 weeks, here's some toys. So which means I also have to go get toys from other sources anyway. So this time around I gave them a squirrel. Of course I love squirrels. And I gave them the coffee shop one that has the kind of like the box for the donut kind of thing. So that box of the donut they've shredded and they're chewing on the lining. Lovely. The donut they've shredded and pulled out the squeaker, so that donut is no longer a donut. It is gone. So some toys last, some don't. And then with that same box, the coffee cup one, that one didn't last either. So we've had some mixed reviews on the Wolfpack, but I still love it. I'm still gonna subscribe to it. And speaking of subscribing, the next kit for Wolfpack is coming when it comes. So I'll be curious to see what theme it is. Now Elaine's saying, I finished one of your cards last night with the camping scene for my brother's birthday. He just let me know tonight he is retiring in September and having a get together at a pub. Guess I have to make a card. Yep, pretty much. So creativity now. I know I keep talking about creativity now. You're probably getting sick of it. Sarah Douglas, our CEO, did talk about, a quest of, she dares us demos to send out 3 cards a week. I have not been doing that. But it's a great question. It's like, I'm considering doing it, but I've done it before. But I'm thinking of changing it up this time. Hi kids. Bye kids. Someone's going upstairs. But it's just to figure out, especially with the cost of canned post these days, eh? Like, it's getting harder to send out mail, Alright, there we go. All the glue dots minus one little tiny one on there, which I'm going to throw into my little baggie of existing glue dots. Alright. So here's the fun of assembly. I got to empty this, but it'll serve its purpose right now. And we're close to being done. I just gotta get these down. And then put the phrase, and then put some bling, and I got one set done. So, now Paper Pumpkin, if anybody ever wants to subscribe, which I do recommend it. The deadline is always the 10th of every month. So because it's now the 11th, we're now in the new period for August. For that kit, which is called... Good question. I looked it up and I can't remember the name of it. Yep, so Elaine's talking about the doggies. Yep, both of mine. They both have to pull the stuffing out and the squeaker. Yep. Oh, yeah. And it keeps them entertained for like an hour. Keeps them from ripping the furniture. Yep. And there's some toys that last a while. It's weird, But I'm noticing the crinkle ones that have that plastic lining, they really gotta rip that apart. Holy crap. Teamwork, yep. Even these two, teamwork. But they're livable. Alright, I got one set of glue dots, white caps, all pulled off here. Now, here's the part where I gotta line this up. Apparently I can't line that worth crap. Good enough. I'm not good at lining. It looks great on camera, but in front of me, I'm a little mixed. Anyway. So let's do the second one. But at least then, I've got... Oh yes, the crinkle noises. But at least I'll have a couple more cards made up that I can always stuff into a box and sell this as a bundle, which is so possible. Possibly. We'll see. But why I love Paper Pumpkin, and this is a me thing, it's simple. It's not too complicated. Okay, some months is a little out there. But no, overall, you get every month a stamp set, an ink spot. Dogs will squeak one for ages, so Honey loves to squeak, 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 squeak. That's so cute. But yeah, Paper Pumpkin, and I keep getting squirrel brained here. It has every month, planned out projects with the instructions, so if people don't know what to make, the guesswork is gone. You can make what's there, or you can cut it up and make your own thing. It is so much fun. At least I think so anyway. The projects are great for different occasions throughout the year. Doesn't always have to be, specifically, the same all the time. They're super, super handy. They're really great to work with. And they're beautiful. And you don't have to have a whole whack of tools. I almost swore there. Sorry, guys. You don't have to have a whole whack of tools. All you need is keep your clear block from your first subscription kit. And then, pair up your stamps, your inks, or you can bring in different Inks, yes, exactly. No cutting and measuring. The only measuring is the thread and the ribbon, if it does have that. That's the only measuring. And the instructions, I'm not going to open it up, but there's a ruler on the side with instructions every month. I get it. They're just great kits. And I mean, they're great for any sort of crafter level. You know, young people can get into this, adults, people who, if they're afraid to craft, that's okay. These are wonderful. Like, like the guide is there. And then, of course, if people really want to dive into it, sometimes some of these months it coordinates with something even better. So there's always the possibility of, hey, if you want to do more with it, look at our website. We have a whole whack of stuff, fun stuff we can get into. So it's like a gateway drug in a way, pretty much for me. For me, it was. That's how I got into this, was Paper Pumpkin. And at the time, I was looking for a monthly crafting something to kind of keep me, learn some new stuff, some techniques. And this totally has it for me. So, I love it. Alright, there we go. There's the 2 cards. And then we're going to bling it up. And then I'm going to call it a night. Because it's late. I got to do some planning. I got to figure out what's on the go for the weekend. I hear it's going to be a nice hot one. Well, maybe not the word nice, but you know what I mean. I hear it's going to be a hot one, so it's like, yay! Woohoo for heat. I measure loosely when it comes to that type of stuff, is what I do. Alright, so here's some blingies. And I hear a doodle nearby. Hi there! Who's that? I think it's Ivy. Our little Queen Ivy likes to patrol around the house. She's a good girl. So there, I'm just kind of doing these up more or less similar to what it's showing in the picture. Or variation of it. And there we go. 2 cards done. Ta-da! Super easy, guys. Seriously, super, super easy. And beautiful designs. Alright, well, I'm going to pack up some of the supplies. Now that we're good for a night. And there we go. Just, hey, as a throwback, sometimes we need an easy throwback to kind of get ourselves creatively going again if we're having a struggling time. And away we go. Alright, thanks for watching. And hey, I know I kept talking about Paper Pumpkin. There's a reason. If people are interested in Paper Pumpkin, give me a shout. I do have a link for subscribing. The cost nowadays, that's a great question for you for myself. So because I'm a demo, I do get a different cost. I'm being transparent here. But public-wise, I'd have to look it up. In Ontario, because every province has different taxes, shipping's included, so I don't have to worry about that. It's around, I think, $42. I might be a little off. Don't fully quote me. It has come up over the years. Since I subscribed in 2019, the price definitely has gone up. It is what it is. However, comparatively to other crafting kits out there and coloring kits and whatever for monthly subscription, back in the day when I was doing my homework, a lot of the other ones were more expensive and and then they're shipping on top of it. So I think I'm just gonna say $45 is pretty good, and you get beautiful projects. You can do cards. You can make it into something else. If you got lots of birthdays you gotta deal with, or other events in your life, graduations, celebrations, thank yous. They're really handy to have, and it just makes giving, and look, there's gold in here, by the way. I didn't really show it very well. It just makes that, people give a dollar store card, or you can go and step it up by something really beautiful, and it has so much more meaning. Anyways, enough babble. Bye!